Well, hello there. It's April. I wanted to quickly hop on here and share a message with you today. If you are a professional salesperson, if you're an entrepreneur, a speaker, a consultant, coach, if you want to get in front of more clients, but you're extremely stressed out right now because what you've been doing to generate leads and convert new clients for your business, it's not working as well. Maybe it worked a couple of years ago, but for some reason things have changed and you're stuck. You don't know what to do. Chances are, if you're experiencing this right now, you may be stuck in the disconnection trap. If you're stuck here, then you're likely been trying to solve problems externally and with logical thinking, and you've likely been trying the following things: um, overworking, hustling, doing all the things that they tell you to do. Maybe you've tried an extreme guarantee. If you don't get results for X, you don't pay, for example. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, I just need a really good ad copy. If I just had that, then the sales would take off again. Or I just need a better marketing plan or the latest magic bullet to help me to figure this out. Maybe you've been posting content more frequently. Or if you run a business, maybe you've just been pushing your salespeople to do more. Despite trying all this, you're definitely not where you want to be and you don't know how to fix it. I want to share with you that the underlying cause of not converting enough clients right now in today's economic environment in business, in the marketplace, isn't just one thing. It's not just one fix. But this one thing that I'm about to share with you is one of the most important key things that is holding you back or blocking you from converting more clients and sales. And that is, there is a lack of vulnerability that is missing in the way that you're showing up in your communication in one-on-one conversations with potential clients, communication on stage as a speaker, when you're speaking on videos, and even in your content, what you're writing. You see, performing, proving, perfectionism, trying to convince, like I said, lack of vulnerability and disconnection are eroding trust with your ideal clients or with your audience. And that is why people that you've been speaking to are hesitating from buying from you. You see, without trust, there is no sale. Trust is required. The fastest path to trust, establishing trust with a new potential client or customer, is through sharing your vulnerability story and your big idea. It also establishes credibility. If you want to have an abundance of dream clients that you love, whether you want consistent speaking engagements for event planners to pick you to speak on their stage, if you want significant sales growth, do this. Start opening yourself up and sharing your vulnerable story and your big idea. And of course, it needs to be relevant to your topic, industry, or what you're offering. And I'm not talking about oversharing, being overly vulnerable. And I'm not talking about using vulnerability as a marketing tool to get something from people. People can smell fear and fakery a mile away. I'm talking about showing up and letting people more fully see your true self. That's how to stand out in today's marketplace. I want to give you some examples of this. Just look at Brene Brown, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, Simon Sinek. They all started out as virtually unknown. They began to share their vulnerability story and their big idea publicly. When they started to do that, their vulnerable story and their big idea, it led to massive trust in the marketplace with their ideal target market. That trust led to millions of followers and subscribers. It led to tons of TV and media appearances. It led to hundreds of speaking opportunities filling their inbox weekly. It led to best-selling books, and it led to building a multi-million dollar brand long term. Let me give you an example. Brene Brown shared her story for the first time ever when she was unknown in a TED Talk. She was doing research for authenticity, connection, shame, and vulnerability for 6 years, poring over pages, thousands of hours of data. And at the end of it, she had this aha moment, a rock bottom moment, a breakdown. She realized that she too struggled with having being vulnerable and struggled with worthiness. She made the decision to go to counseling and went for a year to work through that. And then she shared that story on stage at that TED Talk, and she shared the data that emerged from that, and even from her own personal experience of how to live a wholehearted life and how the power of vulnerability creates authentic connection with, and trust with other people. Because of that, her TED Talk got 65 million views. Event planners constantly reach out to her and pay her a premium to speak on their big stages. She's got millions of subscribers for her social media and email list. People lined up that sold hundreds of thousands of people, probably tens of thousands of people, her online course on how to be enough. Tony Robbins, he shared his story many years ago, how he had a rock bottom moment, got a little bit to his ego got the better of him early on in his career. He had some success, and then he almost lost it all. Was in an apartment that was like, I think he said 350 square feet efficiency apartment in California. At rock bottom, didn't know how he was going to feed himself, and it caused him to go on a journey towards wholeness, and it transformed his life. And as you know his story, he rose to extraordinary success as a speaker, a business coach, a relationship coach. He's built multi-million dollar businesses, many of them, and he's got millions of followers. Mel Robbins, she shared her vulnerable story of where she hit rock bottom. She had been in news broadcasting, left that job for whatever reason. She couldn't seem to get herself out of bed. She struggled to get out of bed, and she was numbing the pain. Her marriage was on the rocks. She was numbing her pain to drinking too much, she said. And I could not change. I was just laying there, and I'm supposed to be looking for a job or figuring out how to earn income. And they were about to foreclose on their house. And that's when she started searching for help and answers, and she stumbled across some science, some research that she started the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 process, and she made herself get up and just get out of bed. That's where she started. And that whole thing changed her life in such a dramatic way that she became one of the most booked and popular motivational speakers in the world. She also built millions of followers, sold a multi-millions in sales in her business, and is constantly a highly paid speaker. Simon Sinek did the same thing. He started out with his TED Talk, where he shared the golden circle, which is his unique, innovative idea where he was curious and searching. He later started to begin to share how he had his own low point, rock bottom moment, where he started to lose his passion and drive for what he did, and he didn't know why or how to shake it off. And it led to a search and a breakthrough. All of these people shared their vulnerable story and their big idea, and it led to trust, and it led to incredible, extraordinary, rapid success and rapid sales growth. These people all experienced a crucible and important lessons that formed their vulnerable story and their big idea, or this new process, this better way that they feel compelled to share with the world. That's when we're being pushed by our purpose, pulled forward by our purpose, something greater than ourselves to help others. That has a whole different energy than being driven from fear, scarcity, or lack, or trying to get something just to get clients. That's part of what caused them to reach that extraordinary success. And it all led to they shared their personal journey of faith, wholeness, truth, transparency, and trust. So, what I want to share with you is businesses, salespeople, entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, real estate agents, insurance professionals, if you're a financial advisor, almost any industry that you're in, those who do not share and vulnerability and storytelling are at risk for losing market share or eventually even going out of business and becoming irrelevant in the marketplace right now. Because when an industry or a market has become mature and it's flooded with a lot of competitors, so there are a lot of people around you that do something similar to what you do, sell something similar, services or products similar to what you sell, it gets harder and harder to be able to stand out. Right now, in a saturated marketplace, the only and number one best way to stand out is to open up and let people see more of your true self. You got to know who you are and be able to communicate it. You need to share your vulnerability story. You need to share your big idea, share what you stand for, what you believe in, and what your values are. That is when you will not only be able to stand out, you'll be able to establish credibility because you've been there and you know the way out. But you also, people will pay attention and listen to you. It's really powerful. And the reason I know this is because I've been there. So if this is, many of you I already know, but if you're watching the replay of this, my name's April. Hello, welcome. I am a sales coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm an innovation and mindset strategist. I'm a strategist. I'm specialized in mindset. But I went from being an unknown single mom to earning $9 an hour many years ago to generating $9 million in sales in a past corporate job selling new construction houses. And I did it in 12 months. And I won Salesperson of the Year. It changed my life and my kids' life. I went from that to inventing a product called Thin Gloss. The product won Best Innovation of the Year, second place in a competition for inventors. And I was featured on the hit TV show Shark Tank. I was featured on Fox Business Network, Fox News, NBC Daytime, Los Angeles Times newspaper. I sold out of all of that product after 6.5 years. It was sold in stores across the US and I sold online. And then from there, I started my current business. I've been doing it for over 10 years now. I've been a motivational speaker, sales coach, and trainer for almost 11 years now, 10 years. But here was my challenge. I had a really good year, one of my best years in sales for my company in 2020. But by April of 2021, what I used to do to bring in leads and new clients for my consulting business was no longer working. And the worst part, I was in a major crisis in my marriage. My relationship with my youngest daughter, who was 9 at the time, it was falling apart. I was disconnected, stressed out, afraid, felt lost. I felt alone, trying to figure this out on my own. And my business wasn't working. I didn't know what to do. I tried. I was stuck in my head. I was in that disconnected cycle that I talked about. I was trying to use primarily logic and external things to solve this problem that I had, when really the problem was inside of me and I didn't even know it. I eventually went into counseling where they revealed to me, it came through, that I had a fear of vulnerability. meaning I would keep people at an arm's length distance in my communication one on one with my husband, with my daughter, with my best friend, with my clients, when I'm in marketing videos, when I'm speaking on stages. And it was like I was showing up projecting a certain persona of who I think I should be in an attempt to avoid rejection and judgment and abandonment from other people that were around me. I was trying to be who I thought I needed to be to get the sale and also to get people to like me. And it was sabotaging me. It was not only that, it caused me to have generic messaging where I ended up sounding like a lot of other people who were offering similar services or solutions like I was offering in the industry at the time. The marketplace was saturated with people who did what I did. And it was causing me to blend in. I was a carbon copy of basically a lot of other people out there, a lot of other experts out there. I was blending in, overlooked. It was causing my sales to slow down, and people were sitting on the fence and they weren't moving forward to buy like they were. And it seemed like it would fluctuate. Sometimes I would be more open, and other times I would be more closed and safe. And Brene Brown said this. She said that this armor, when we armor up as a way to protect ourselves from being rejected or from being criticized or from being um, in any way, like from kicked out of the tribe, whatever you want to call it, it actually doesn't protect us at all. It does quite the opposite. It's like an invisible barrier between you and another person, your potential clients, your employees, or your audience, if you're a speaker, that is blocking a real connection between you and other people. And it's holding back from you the love, the belonging, the connection that you desperately really crave. And it's that connection that is real that leads people to say, yes, I'm going to buy whatever you have. How much is it? People not only just like you, but they love you because you're real. And there has been so much trust eroded in the business, in the marketplace by a lot of people that were promising big things and under delivering. And people, it started to erode trust. It's been going on for decades, and now it's caught up to us. And people don't make fast decisions to buy anymore like they used to in industries that are saturated and have reached maturity, and there's a lot of competitors. But there is a way, and that is for us to let people in to see our true self. And we need to do it through sharing our vulnerable story. You've got a lot of stories from your life. What story do you need to tell? The right vulnerable story that is aligned with what you do, your industry, and your offer, that's appropriate, not oversharing. And then what is your big idea or your unique methodology or process? What do you stand for? What is it that is your unique point of view that something that you can add to the conversation on your topic that instead of just rehashing the same old thing that's already been said about your topic or your industry for the last 2 decades. Those are the people, when you bring something new, a fresh new perspective, a new process, a new methodology that they haven't tried before. That's the only reason somebody would want to buy your product or service. It's because it's new, it's different. They haven't tried this before, but they tried a lot of other things that didn't quite get them where they wanted to be. That's why they're still searching, and then you cross their path. I wanted to share this with you today because I think for some of you, it's time to embrace this and up level, go to the next level. You're ready for the next level of impact and revenue and influence. And the only way to get there is to really let go of who you think you should be, let your guard down, and let people really see you and be able to communicate it sharing a vulnerable story and knowing what that is and what's your big idea. I specialize in helping people do that. It's my calling. I help people identify their truth that's already within them. You don't have to be a genius to become an emerging thought leader in your industry on your topic. It's already inside of you. You just need to know how to pull it out and then wordsmith it so that people easily understand it and want it. It builds desire and demand for your offer in a very heart-centered way. For some of you, this may not be what you're looking for or the right timing, but maybe for others, this may be exactly what you need. Excuse me. Take a sip of water. Enrollment is open for my School for Thought Leadership. I'm taking just a select full of people under my wing. Leaders, if you're a professional salesperson, business leader, an entrepreneur, a CEO, and you want to use speaking, sharing your story to attract more clients, dream clients for your business, and also to make an impact with what you know. This is for you. And I'm going to work with each of these people over 7 weeks in a row, 1 hour for each session. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a process to help you to identify who is your target market or refine it. Who are your where's the gaps? Where are you at? Why is it that you're not converting sales? I'm a strategist, so I'll look at all of your business processes, sales process, and we'll identify, oh, here's the problem. Here's the area that's the problem that we need to improve. And we'll go to work improving it. But I help you to identify your vulnerability story. There's 2 stories you need to be sharing when you're interacting with people. And a vulnerability story is one, and your big idea that came from the vulnerability story. And then from there, I help you to package that up and write your signature talk. I give you the outline. I help you to even put it together so that it flows and it's highly effective. It's not just any talk. It's not a talk that you give, and at the end of the talk, people come up to you and shake your hand. They were so inspired and they thank you, but they don't buy anything. This is a talk that not only inspires and transforms lives just from people hearing it, but it actually inspires people to buy your offer. It's both, and there's a way to do it that it will lead to that, and then there's an ineffective way to give a talk that'll just lead to just people being happy that they were there. I want to teach you how to do that. The other thing is I'm going to teach you how to refine your irresistible offer so that when you do make the offer, it's a no-brainer. People will invest in it. And then after that, I give you the strategy. Like for those that want to go further and actually get booked to speak on stages, I give you my 6-step process for how to get booked to speak on stages. I've been speaking on stages for, oh gosh, probably 12 years now. And I've been a paid keynote speaker at graduating class of MBA students for universities, multiple different universities, for big business conferences, for local events, the Chamber of Commerce, and everything in between. Some of the speaking engagements were free and some were paid. So I can teach you how to monetize all speaking engagements that will build goodwill in your community, create an authentic human connection, build trust, and definitely turn into sales in a very heart-centered way that feels good to you and it feels good to them. So all of that goes into this, the School for Thought Leadership over 7 weeks. Each week we do it and you implement it. Really don't have any videos to watch. We actually do the work. There are some training videos. You can watch them. You don't have to. We just work on it and we do the work on the calls. The investment for this, most people invest $5,000 to $12,000 to work with me. I've decided to make this more accessible to a lot more people. I've never, ever offered it at this investment before. It's $1,600 for the full pay, or we can do 3 payments, 3 monthly payments for you, 3 payments. And I would love to work with you and help you. I can work with you and work out a payment plan. Um, so I hope this was helpful. If you would like to do this, somewhere below this video, in the comments below this video or the description below this video, or go in the email that I sent you this video, click the link and click the link to book your complimentary clarity call with me. Go ahead and go there now. Click the link, book your complimentary clarity call with me. I cannot wait to talk with you on a call. We can explore whether this could be a fit for you or not. And then if it is, I can't wait to get started and help you. This is going to be an incredible eye-opening opportunity, and I believe it's going to bring in a consistent, steady flow of new clients and sales. I can't wait to help you. See you soon. Click the link, get your call booked. I'll see you soon.